And we are live. Mr. Gracey, what's going on, brother?
Hey.
You like how
what
I went?
do you say?
We're going to eat hay, a gay, by the bay.
Are you like gay in the bay?
Yes,
Right.
sir. You like how I said, brother? I got my brother.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, get my Spanglish going.
Check it out now with the funk soul brother.
Yo,
right about now with the funk soul brother.
Yo, Chad, I think one of the funniest things, I got to play this for you. I want to play this for you before the show because it's so funny. And I don't think I could wait to hold in this laughter.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
This video is hysterical. Should I set it up a bit? Let me set it up a hair.
Set it up.
So it's like an Indian, it seems like a cab driver or something. And he's got a passenger in the front seat. And
It's already funny.
And somebody, oh, dude, this is great. And somebody in the back seat. And the driver's like sitting there. He's at a stoplight. The guy in the back seat takes out what looks like a fucking chloroform napkin and puts it over the passenger's face. And then the passenger passes out. And then he goes to do it to the driver, and the driver freaks out. So they're pranking the driver, but he starts crying.
Shit.
Yeah, dude, this is good.
Oh, it's a prank. That's
yes.
Great. Oh shit.
Share. Where am I at here? Share screen. There we go. Taxi kidnapping here.
Nice.
All right. Can you see?
Yes.
Rock on. Let me go here.
खत्म गया भाई बचाओ जल्दी बचाओ रुक जा रुक
Oh my God.
जल्दी बचाओ
He's still going.
मजाक कर रहे कोई मजाक कर रहे भाई
Let's freak the fuck out too, man.
Right?
जाग तो गया हूं बेहोश करे जो हमने
He's crying. Oh my God, dude, that's crazy, right? Like,
Fuck you very much.
but
Very
for real,
much. Fuck you. That's fucking
Chad,
great.
is that how you would react during that video? 100%.
Oh, I'd be freaked the fuck out too, man. Hell yeah.
You'd be throwing punches and trying to climb out that window.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no, you're not fucking chloroforming my ass. No.
Oh my God, dude. And then like the original video I saw.
I would have got out of the car as soon as he fucking chloroformed the other guy. I'd be like, I wouldn't sit there and watch. I'd be like, what?
Yo, good point. He literally watched till the guy passed out.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then he watches the guy fold the handkerchief or whatever, and
Correct,
he's like, then he
yeah.
freaks out. Like, what?
Wow. Yo, Chad, good point. Like, I didn't even realize, like, if there was any other situation, that guy would have completely fucked himself and did everything wrong that he,
Unless maybe he knew the guy, both of the guys. I mean, who knows? But
and he's like, wait a second, what's going on?
What are you doing? Yeah.
Dude, I want to do something like that. Like, I think that is hysterical. Like that, because that's a real reaction. Like, I've seen pranks where you're like, is this set up? Like, is this fake? That was 100% real.
Oh yeah.
And then I got another goodie for us. This is you might have seen this one. This is so old. But the first time I saw this too, I was crying laughing. And this I saw a while ago, but I was like, fuck it. Let me see if I can find this video. And I did. All right, here we go. Let me full screener.
Israel's about to get pranked like he's never have ever before.
Watch
Watch this.
Babe! Chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Babe! I need toilet paper, please.
Yo, wait, this is reaction, dude. This is the best. Here. What?
Oh, wait.
What the?
Nice
He's
puking.
gagging. Yeah, yo, but Chad, the shitty part is that
That's a shitty part for sure.
yes, 100%. No, but the shitty part is like it was bleeped and stuff like that. The original wasn't. You hear him screaming like a girl, bro. He's like, what the fuck? Oh my God, dude. The first time I saw that, I pissed my pants.
I'm gonna do that to somebody. I'm gonna do it to my kids.
Do it to your kids, bro. But now you got to think this through. You can't go pudding out of the fridge, dude. It's got to be room temperature pudding.
Warm, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I got one more where it's you had to have seen this, and then we'll go to some other shit. But I just figured we'd start the day off with a little comedy levity. Oh, by the way, our guest today is Ryan Wilson from Mic Cover, which is what I got on this bad boy.
On the mic there.
On the mic,
blue thing.
Blue thing. We're gonna call it Mike Condom. And I'm gonna see if he could send one for my actual penis, but this is a little small. I need the extra large to go over my guy.
That sounds like Mike Condom. Sounds like a prank name you call up. What was the bartender's name on The Simpsons?
Mike Hunt.
No, the guy that would take the calls, like
Lou or
Bart,
Mo or some shit.
Yeah, Bart would. Yeah, it was Mo. That's right. Bart would be like, "Is there a Mike Ondom here? Mike Ondom?"
Oh yeah, Mike on them broke here. Mike on them broke. I'm not gonna play this whole thing, but and I gotta ask you, like, where do you think? What country is this being done in? Because it can't be America. I don't know if you've ever seen this. If you haven't, you're welcome. You're in for a treat.
Run.
I've seen this is so good.
Run. Oh my God. Well, that is effed up.
He's running with him. There's some people jump in the water, dude. This is so good. Oh, look at that.
Run. Oh my God.
Where did he go? Oh, that's hysterical.
I don't know. This could be America.
Wait, let me pause it a second.
Run.
You think so, Chad?
I mean, I'm just kind of looking at the scenery and the backgrounds and the signs and stuff. It looks like
It
could
looks
be America, but
yeah. But I'm thinking, like, if you're doing this in America, dude, you're going to jail because this was
someone will fucking shoot your ass. Yeah.
Yes, you better not do this in Texas.
Yeah.
Like this is
exactly.
what are those countries that don't have fucking guns? Is it Australia? This might be Australia.
Yeah, it could be Australia. I was thinking that too, but yeah, Australia doesn't have. Yeah, they gave up all their guns. Good job.
Yeah, but how great is this? Because Chad, there's ones where like they're at like like a pool or something, and they hop over a fence, jump in the water, like, and this is how you would react. Like if you see somebody dressed like that, dropping that, you're fucking out like
dropping a bag and running away. I'd be like, fuck. Yeah.
You want to watch like a minute or two more of this?
Sure.
All right. Oh, this is warm the water.
Run.
Oh my God.
Run. We throw that in their car?
Yeah.
Is he mumbling like Arabic shit? Like, oh my God. Oh my God.
This is crazy. I don't remember this.
This is not America.
No way. No way. Oh, all right. I gotta stop. This is crazy, dude.
Wow.
Yo.
Now they're doing fake drive-bys? Oh my God, that's not America. They would be dead.
Dude, that's crazy, bro. The
Wow.
fake drive-bys. Yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, if not dead, you would at least be arrested, beat the shit out. Although you might not get the shit beat out of you because everybody's running away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like once they find out it's a prank, but they're probably long gone.
Yeah.
The water ones is.
You think they got permission from all those people?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like something like that could be done, but the reactions are too good. Like the one guy running and then he slides and fucking runs the other way.
Yeah.
And then the water one is great, man. Like, where are you going, dude? you ain't going too far. He jumped in.
I guess you could at least submerge yourself under the water if it blows up. Maybe
Yeah.
yourself that way. But yeah, Jesus. That would be scary. That would definitely be scary.
Oh, dude, the gun is great, bro. How did just like a
Yeah, they got Kalashnikovs and shit, AK-47s. I mean, come on.
yeah.
Wow.
All right, Bobby. Let's bring this party down. Let's talk about the shitty world we're living in. What do we got? Chad, what do you want him to bring up first?
Oh, pull up the Pam Bondi on Jesse Waters video, because this has been talked about a lot. Some of these people that are getting sent back to El Salvador, and I think maybe there was one mistake or something, but this one guy from Maryland who was a known MS-13 boss on the East Coast, and it was talked about. I guess it was ruled by an immigration judge and an appellate judge that he was an MS-13, known MS-13 member. They deported him.
Right.
The media, the liberal media, calls him a father or a Maryland man. It's like, why do they do this? Is it just to be anti-Trump? Like, it's so disingenuous, and it's a factual lie. Why do they do it? Like, I don't understand why they feel the need to defend MS-13 members in the country and downplay their involvement and call them like a father and a Maryland man. Why do they try to make them good people? It's insane.
This is the dude that they're saying he deported wrongfully, like he shouldn't have been deported?
He's in El Salvador.
Right, which is crazy because he's an El Salvadorian nationalist, so he's from that country originally.
He's illegal.
Yeah, illegal. So he wasn't like the fucking top 20 fucking criminals that he should have been deported, but he should have been deported.
Should have been deported anyway, but he's also the leader of the MS-13 on the East Coast. That's
insane, man. And how are they, like, how is that coming out? Because I swear to God, I have not heard that.
How is what coming out?
That he's the leader of MS-13. I mean, that's a fucking...
Pam Bondi talks about it. Like, they rounded him up. An appellate judge and an immigration judge ruled that he was MS-13 and illegal.
Gotcha. No, I heard you say they ruled it, but I just didn't know, like, where that ruling came from, where the, like, where the info came
Maryland,
from.
where it was.
Right. No, I don't mean physical. I mean, like, like, not location, but, like, how did they get it? Do they have, like, information, like, investigation or whatever?
They've obviously investigated them, have lots of evidence. Yeah. But, the media refuses to, they want to get Trump so bad that they'll suspend logic and reason and go, no, he's just a father from Maryland. He's just a great guy.
And they won't course correct either.
No,
after they find out. Yeah.
No, they won't do a retraction and go, we got this wrong. Sorry. I mean, I would give them a little more credit if they did that about anything. And the president of El Salvador, Phil Jones, just reminded me of this. The president of El Salvador was in America at the White House, and they talked about this guy, and he's like, "No, I'm not sending him back.
Right?
I'm not sending him back to America. He's a criminal. He's in the jail,
and he's our citizen." Basically, is what he was saying. He's like, "He's our citizen, so your mistake, whatever."
It's like, why does the left do this? Why do they deify and put on pedestals these pieces of shit?
Is that the right video? The gangbanger vid? Bobby wants to know.
It's hold on.
The one with El Puta del Madre. I'm picking up my. I'll see.
It's this one. Where the fuck is it? Oh man. Yeah, this is it.
Is it?
Yep.
Go ahead, Babaludo.
Liberal reporters, they keep calling him a Maryland man. He's not a Maryland man. He's part of a foreign terrorist organization. He's a member of MS-13 who came to this country and committed gang acts. He was caught, and two judges, an immigration judge and an appellate judge, ruled that he was an MS-13 member, as well as ICE's testimony. Yet his attorneys are saying he's not affiliated with the gang. They're wrong, and he has no right to be there. But for an extra step in paperwork, just like you said, he would go right back to El Salvador, which is his home country, where he belongs. And President Bukele does not want to give him back to the United States, nor do we want him back. Right. You're listening to all these liberal reporters. They keep calling him a Maryland man. He's not a Maryland man. He's part of a foreign terrorist organization. He's a member of MS-13.
Yeah, it's just insane. It's insane.
It really is.
And I don't know if you can find this, Bobby. I couldn't find it to send it to you, but there's a woman, a female reporter. I guess she's a woman. I mean, I'm assuming her gender. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I think she's a woman.
Can you imagine?
She's a female reporter from the Washington Post. And this was over the weekend. She is giddily talking about Luigi Mangione, the guy who is allegedly committed murder, cold-blooded murder on the CEO of United Healthcare.
Why are you giving him allegedly?
Well, because he's innocent until proven guilty. That's how our justice system works.
Yeah, I guess it
But
could be a
I think
deep
we
fake.
all agree that he probably did it, including her. She said he's morally good. This is her statement. Like, she's all giddy talking about him, and he's so good looking, and he's morally good. It's like, he murdered a man in cold fucking blood.
Yeah,
What are your morals, woman?
right.
What are you talking about? This is why I always call the left morally bankrupt, because
Yeah.
they think he's morally good because he killed a CEO of a company that people don't like. But he's a father, he's a human fucking being,
What?
and he's
Yeah.
murdered in cold blood for doing his job.
Yeah.
And
What
so Luigi Mangione is morally good for killing him. It's like, what are you talking about?
She should
This is
say
the left.
she's
This is
morally
how far
compromised.
crazy they've gone. And it's just, wow. Like, they've suspended reality. They know, I mean, people know right from wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong to murder somebody.
Yeah.
That is
And
not a good moral to have, to murder somebody.
she's basically trying to say that if you don't agree with somebody or their fucking company causes like people to be hurt, just go out and kill them. Like,
Well,
no trial, no jury, no
Like
nothing.
Elon and the Teslas now. It's the
Yeah.
same group of people burning down Teslas, keying their cars of innocent people that just happen to own a vehicle. You're taking out on them. You're destroying their cars. You're burning them down. You're burning down dealerships. A lot of these people are getting charged with domestic terrorism. They're going into jail for 20 or 40 years.
But how does the left not see that they're the flip-floppers? Like, Elon Musk was their
Because
golden
the
boy
media
5
sits
years
there and
ago.
says, "Oh no, it's the right that's the violent part. No, it's the right. All the violence happens on the right."
I get it, but you just see that they change their thoughts and beliefs like the fucking
That's
wind.
their whole tactic. You see what they're doing,
Yeah.
but you don't see it because I know what you see over there, but guess what? That's not what's really happening. It's the right that's the wrong side. The right that's violent because
so
of January
wish-washy.
6th. Oh my God.
They're so wish-washy. They're like trying to hop on whatever narrative they think is going to fit and
That's
stick.
again the other thing.
And they
It's
keep
like,
picking the wrong one.
they call us the cult, yet they exhibit cult-like behavior at every turn. If you try to leave their cult, they fucking shout you down, they cancel you, they try to, in some cases, beat you up. All the violence is coming from that side. They're burning down Tesla dealerships. What about this kid in Wisconsin who just got busted? He killed his parents. He's going to take their money and go assassinate Trump.
Wow.
Where's that coming from? Matthew Crooks. I mean, the guy, there's 2 assassination attempts on him. Matthew Crooks was a Republican. Okay, sure.
Hold on, Bobby. How old is this kid, Chad?
Oh, this is the video of the girl. Watch her talk. Just watch her.
Wait, but hold on a second. How old is that kid, Chad, that tried to kill his parents to take that money?
I think he was 17 or 18.
Like, don't you think that if one of your kids had any of those inklings to do that to you, you would probably know? And
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't heard all the evidence in the case, but he killed his parents. And he was going to use their money to go kill Trump.
Again, like, I mean, it's just you're living with somebody. I feel like you would see signs. So, like, either the parents are fucking like crazy abuseful or something, and like just something seems wrong. Like, if I was living with even just a friend, I feel like I would know if he was going off the rails and was thinking of killing me.
Well, you'd hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is, the left is radicalizing these people.
Very true.
And because they're celebrating. They celebrate this shit. Like Jimmy Kimmel talks about the Tesla being burnt down, and people are like, "Yay!" in the audience. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
And he should call them out. Like, why are we clapping for this, people? It's fucking
You don't
fellow
see
Americans.
anybody on the left except for maybe Bill Maher calling out this political violence and condemning it totally. You don't see the media doing it. You don't see anybody that it's a prominent figure on the left. You don't see congressmen or senators on the left shouting it down, saying this is not appropriate. Stop this. They don't. They encourage it. They literally encourage it. And then they go, "But the right is the violent extremists." No.
I mean, they were encouraging America to burn down during the fucking George Floyd riots. Like, there wasn't saying anything about it, like encouraging it pretty much.
Exactly.
Like,
well, yeah, Kamala Harris set up a fund to bail out the BLM protesters that were burning down buildings.
Yeah.
Then she's like, "I didn't do that." Like, yeah, no, you did. You did.
We know. All right, Bob.
Well, she didn't set up the fund, but she was promoting the fund to donate to get people out on bail for.
Don't correct yourself on that, bitch. Let's get something wrong on them for fucking.
Let's watch this giddy fucking idiot woman Excuse me, I don't. Well, the left doesn't know what a woman is, but maybe this is a woman. Let's find out if she's. Let's see if anyone can figure out if she's a woman.
Women, especially, that feel like, oh my God, right? Like, here's this man
oh my
who's
God.
revolutionary, who's famous, who's
revolutionary,
handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems this morally good man, which.
Wow.
What? He's morally good. He murdered somebody. Okay, yeah.
But like,
this
so
is my point.
When they left there, like the guy interviewing was literally thought that was like who thought she was joking. I'm guessing.
Well, we're
not
assuming
like
he was a guy.
Oh, I was looking at her. I don't know.
I mean, he's probably
they
gay,
both-
but maybe not. I don't know. He seemed a little effeminate, but oh my God, I can't say that either. Sorry.
Fuck that. You can call a spade a spade. David
I'm
Spade.
kidding. But anyway, the point is, they're sitting there. I mean, they're talking about Luigi Mangione. Okay, the guy who committed murder and killed, allegedly committed murder and killed the United CEO. In cold blood.
Else? You know who else was morally great and really hot? The fucking Boston Bombers. Those two dudes. We should celebrate them.
Well, this is what the left does now. They put these criminals on pedestals. George Floyd.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he should have been murdered by, shouldn't have been
No.
killed by a cop, but Jesus Christ, he's not a friggin' he's not a
Martyr.
civil rights activist. He's not a martyr. He's a 2-bit criminal who was high on fentanyl when he was busted. Like, give me a break with these people. They're not morally great people. Stop defending them and put them on these pedestals like, oh my God, they're so great. This kid in Texas who murdered the other kid in cold blood. The judge just reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000. Why? And guess what?
He's out.
She's a lefty. Oh, yeah, he's out in bond. He murdered a kid in cold blood, and they're like, he did it in self-defense. Wait a minute. Self-defense of how? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know this case. What is it?
Pulled out a knife. It's the black kid who pulled out a knife and murdered a white kid, stabbed him in the heart. Yeah. They got in an altercation in some tent or something. And it's like, and the left is defending him. Like, he murdered somebody for no reason.
Right. I really don't know the story. Like, because it could be, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. It could go a bunch of different ways. There could have been 3, 4, 5 white kids around one black kid and he defended himself. We don't know. I don't know the story well enough to say for sure, but somebody stabbed, kids involved. It's fucking nuts. What is a knife doing in school, man?
Well, was that a sporting event?
Oh,
yeah. But anyway, yeah, you shouldn't have a knife there.
Why are there what is the deal? Like, why are people so against metal detectors at school or like even armed guards? Like, okay, it's maybe jarring.
That's the left thing too. The right. I mean, I think if the right had their way, they would have armed guards at every school.
Right. It might be jarring for kids to see and walk into, but it's even more alarming when they get shot and killed trying to fucking go to school.
Well, we protect every government institution in this country with guns. Everyone except for schools. Everyone except for schools. Airports, political offices, courthouses, every friggin' government facility in this country is defended with people with guns except for schools. Why?
Dude, I think the fucking DMV has private security with fucking guns.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It really is absurd. Like, are you making it that easy? Like the fact that I've heard like it's optics. They don't want the kids to feel like they're going into a place unsafe. It's still better to like it look like you're going into an unsafe place, but it's actually safe. Right. You know what I'm saying? I would rather
kids on tours at the Capitol of the states or the U.S. Capitol when they see the guards with guns, are they traumatized? No. They just walk in.
Right.
They would do the same thing at their school. Maybe the first couple of days that they started it, oh my God, look at that. And it would just be part of the background, but they would be safe.
Yeah. And the kids might have more interactions with police officers to feel more comfortable near them and all that jazz. Like, it's a win-win. I don't see the negative to it at all, unless you want destruction. And
well, the only negative to it is the Dems on the left going, we can't have more guns.
Yeah.
It's like, no, guess what? You're not going to take everyone's guns. You're not going to stop a fucking crazy person that gets a hold of a gun that goes to a school with any laws. No laws are going to stop that. The only thing that's going to stop that is a person on the grounds, a good guy with a gun, or a couple of them.
You know what's crazy? You said it. Like, they probably like almost want this shit to happen so they could
Oh, they
look
do.
and point fingers and say, "Look, it's the gun's fault. It's the gun's fault. If we
It's a
didn't have
red
guns."
flag. Yep. It's
Yeah.
a no. What do they call that? A false flag. It's a false flag. They
Yeah.
want it to happen so that they can continually go. We got to have more gun laws. We got to take away guns from everybody. But it's and they will allow children to be sacrificed to prove their point about guns, but it
Yeah.
never works. And that's why nothing is ever done that can be done. There's already laws on the books to try to protect people try to protect mentally ill people from having guns, felons, criminals from having guns, but they don't work because a lot of times they're not even enforced properly. But to just leave the kids sitting there undefended is not a great tactic. Not a great strategy.
Agreed. I think you could get governors running for a state that could really have a good platform by saying that's like one of their ideas. Like, I want to put in every school in my state, I want to put armed guards and I want metal detectors for when you walk in. Yeah, maybe it's a little aesthetically jarring to begin with, but the schools are that much more safer and your kids are fucking safe. You don't have to worry about them like you do now. I would vote for that person.
Oh, hell yeah. And I think what we should do is we should raid the IRS's new little arsenal that they bought under the Biden administration and take all of those guns and ammo and disperse that to willing guards that want to guard our schools. I think that's a great use of funds.
Oh, instead of the 75,000 IRS people they hired to come after the middle class?
They hired 87,000 IRS agents and they bought all kinds of guns and ammo for the IRS. What was the Dems' plan with that, by the way?
I don't know.
It's scary.
Dude, I want to show you this. I'm going to rock your world. This is going to be your new favorite show. Go ahead, Bobby, pull it up. So Lauren Compton, I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but remember I was telling you podcast network, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina, they have this podcast network. And This is one of their like newer podcasters. Dude, she is gorgeous. So every podcast, it's like a first date. So she has people on and it's like she's having a first date with them. She has like appetizer questions, fucking main course questions, dessert questions. And she's wearing low titty dresses, legs hanging out. Look at that.
Okay.
So yeah, bro. So now I'm watching this. I'm like, damn, she is hot. And then it gets to talking. She does OnlyFans now and was in Playboy. So you could check out this chick naked. And it's fun to watch a chick you've seen naked do a podcast. So
I haven't seen her naked yet.
Yeah. So Chad, you could thank me later. And then audience, you could thank me later. And since watching people do podcasts that you've seen naked is so cool, you could check out mine and Chad's OnlyFans, The Gracious 2 Inches, live on OnlyFans, The Gracious 2 Inches.
Right. Yes. We have no posing together. It's all separate for us.
That's right. Because if we did pose together, we'd be The Gracious 24 Inches because we'd be huge. Hey, now.
I gotta check this girl out.
Dude,
what's her name again?
Lauren Compton, First Date. So
Lauren Compton on Instagram, yeah?
Yeah, she's on Instagram, but I watch a show on YouTube, Spotify, any of those. And you are just in for a treat, man. She's like flirting with every dude that's on there. I'm like, are they gonna fuck? Like, I really think they are. And then I come to find out through one of her interviews, she's dating a dude. Did you ever hear of Terry Black's Barbecue? I've heard that name on Joe Rogan in Austin, Texas. Terry Black.
Oh, she's in Austin. Yeah, I see this right here. Dude,
yeah,
she is gorgeous. Wow,
dude, gorgeous.
Good for Terry Black or whatever who was dating her.
That's what I said. Way to go, Terry Black. And supposedly, he's like, middle-aged, kind of overweight. She's like, I like kind of like medium people, like kind of ugly, not too attractive. I'm like, oh, a damaged hot chick. How cool.
Yeah, they're usually cool for a while, then they go crazy on you.
Yeah. Our guest, I believe, is here. Let me see. Ryan Wilson from Mike Cover. Yes.
What's going on, you guys?
What's going on, dude?
Thanks for having me on. Sorry I'm late.
It happens.
It's all right. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
You sound great.
Awesome.
If you would have joined when you were telling me you were going to be late and the things I was saying about you just that had to be like bleeped out and everything, dude. I was like, this
You know, it's deserving for. I was thinking on the way in, I'm like, I'm 2 for 2 now on messing up, so it's well deserved for sure.
It worked out, dude. We're glad to have you on. And I was saying to Chad earlier, we kind of like the name Mike Condom. What do you think about? Yeah,
it works, but that's only for the R-rated,
true.
right.
R-rated podcasts and stuff.
Those are harder to sell to the general public.
Yes.
Right. What was the thought behind this company? And are you sticking with just the Shure SM7Bs, or you plan on going other routes with it?
Yeah. So the thought behind the company was that I had a podcast myself, and I wanted to be able to, because like right here in yours, the mic's right there in your face all the time.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, this is like a perfect opportunity for just marketing or advertising on your podcast or streamers or any type of content creators that use a microphone. And so I wanted to be able to customize it, but I didn't want to ruin a microphone because these are not cheap microphones.
Mhm.
And you might want to change them out too. Like what you like today might be different than what you like tomorrow. Or I was thinking like maybe someone does a special for breast cancer awareness, something like that. So you can swap it out and you can change it out in seconds. Whether there's other options out there, but you're either painting it, which is pretty permanent, or you're adding like a vinyl sticker, which you guys know just as well as me. If you try to pull a sticker off of anything that's metal, it doesn't come off very well.
No.
So
You gotta
that was
bring
the
the
idea. Is I
alcohol to
wanted to
it.
be able to market my own podcast, but there wasn't much out there at the time. So I kind of sat on it for probably a year because it wasn't an easy endeavor to go into. So I
Sure.
waited a little bit at first, but I'm like, I really like this idea. It's something that I can really get behind. I love just podcasts, content creating, streamers, all that. And I was like, I would love to make a product and be able to work with people like that. Just because it's a passion of mine. And I think it's something that I'll probably want to do probably for the rest of my life. Because I remember being a kid, like with an actual camcorder that you put a mini VHS tape in.
Yeah.
And we were like videotaping stuff back then, like just Jackass style stuff and skate. I was a little skater kid, so anything I did, I just wanted to make content out of it. And I don't know like if I'll ever be like a big content creator, but I would love to work with content creators. I think I would love to just be side by side with them. I think I really enjoy that. So that was kind of the idea behind the company. And then what was the second question you had for me? Sorry.
Was it why not call it Mike Condom? I don't know.
No, that's how we started off.
Well, hold on. Before I get to that other question, I do want to say one thing because I was like, is it just aesthetic? And if it is, like, what are like kind of the options with it? But I kind of like what you said. Like, if you have multiple shows going out of like the same studio and you want to change the looks on stuff and really like get with the branding, you could swap these out, put on different colors and stuff like that, and kind of customize it that way and make the studio look a little bit different from show to show, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then
do you print logos on them, or is it up to the person that buys it to put it like a sticker on it or something? How does that work?
Right now, it's up to the individual. We are working on it, but the big problem I'm having is I'm having a hard time finding a good process for it. So I have basically two options that we're really trying to work on because I know that's a big market that a lot of people really want, but the people want it, but they also want it affordable.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what's the best process. And so I had a machine that would engrave the covers and it was on like a rotary. So you could engrave whatever you want, logos, whatever. The problem with it was that this is actually, it's a rubber, but it's called thermoplastic elastomer, which is basically what is on everything nowadays. Like it's on your tennis shoes, it's on your toothbrush. It's fairly cheap. It's eco-friendly. It can handle a lot of abuse and stress, and you can smash it and it's going to go right back to shape. But the problem with it is that the engraver that I had would leave like a little burn line on it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't come out clean.
Right.
So I had to let that go. And I tried. I probably worked on it for 8 months, just sitting out there, just working with it, everything. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, you got to know when to cut it off.
Yeah.
And that point came and I was like, time to move on. So sold it, bought this really nice UV printer. And so the UV printer, I think, is the better option to go, but also I don't have somebody yet that I haven't learned how to use the machine, and I also don't have somebody that can help me figure it out. And I'm working with it. There's a company in North Carolina that I think it's trying to think of their name. I've been working with them a little bit. I sent them some samples of the mic covers, and they sent some back. But right now, all they can do is like a 1-inch, like little bitty 1-inch logo. And I'm like, well, and entry level machine for that printing, $40,000.
Wow.
Right.
So it's like where do I it's like there's got to be another option somewhere out there. If I could do the entire mic cover, I'll be down and spend 40 grand. But right now, I just 40 grand for a little logo. I don't think anyone's gonna be happy with that. I don't.
Right.
And so what I've been recommending is stickers. Stickers adhere to them really well. You can peel them back off.
It sounds like it's hard to find someone that can do it, but also the economies of scale are off because you're only going to be doing what 1, 2, 3 of these for a logo at a time, which is not great for economies of scale. Like you want to print a lot of something to make the price cheap, but you know, printing like 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 logos for someone that orders a few of these is not cost effective.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm trying to think.
So that's where I'm battling.
Yeah.
Like if you did, because like stickers are kind of whatever, but if you got like some kind of like plastic plate or something and it kind of grommeted it in, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be like a plate over it, so you could see it and kind of make it stand out, and maybe it wouldn't be so, I don't know, like a grommet thing. Maybe it would be cool and kind of stick on there. I don't know. Die cut stickers, something.
Yeah, and the die cut stickers definitely work well. I definitely think you might be on to something. I have considered something like that too. I've even thought about like if there was a way to make, because of the small process, someone might want 4 covers with their logo in it. So that's where it begins to get tough. Like you were saying, is that to make something that you can put their logo in it at a cost-effective price is where it gets really tough. And how do I make that plate to be able to make the logo into it? Because my machine tool, I made sleeves in it. So when we made it, I made it to where you can have sleeves. So I could pull the sleeve out and put a new sleeve in with a logo that is debossed into it. So it would make the logo debossed. But even then, it's like, how do I make a cost-effective sleeve that fits into the tool? Now, if I was doing 10,000 of them, that's easy to do.
Right.
I can justify that. It breaks down over 10,000 covers. But yeah, it's tough, and I'm trying to figure it out. So any ideas that anyone has, I would love to have it.
You heard him, audience. Get out there and send them to Ryan Wilson. Dennis the Menace just died, and I believe his next door neighbor was Mr. Wilson. Do you know him?
I didn't know him, but I heard it a lot growing up. Yes, certainly.
I love that.
Dennis the Menace just died for real? Is that real?
The original, the one
kid.
like the black and white ones, I believe.
Oh wow,
yeah.
That was the best one.
R.I.P.
Supposedly,
Castaway, the volleyball. Heard that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Learn to embrace it.
Wilson.
Yeah. Yes.
Supposedly, Dennis the Menace got like typecast as Dennis the Menace, and then he like got out of Hollywood and started doing gay porn.
Well, listen, my name's Chad, for God's sakes, and that's like Karen nowadays. Like, great, whatever.
Oh, you're a Chad. That's right.
It's the male Karen. Yes.
Bro, Chad. Like, shut up.
And the hanging Chad from
went through the hanging Chads. Yes, and
that was huge
from the election. Was that 2000? Anyway, yeah.
So, right. I'm sorry, Chad. Right. When did this company start, and what made you do the MYC rather than MIC?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
I try.
So we officially launched January 1st of this year. That was our launch date. I have been working on the product. It was at least a year prior.
Okay.
I really don't. It was at least a year prior, but it took some time. It took me time because I've never launched a product-based business. I've never launched a e-commerce based business. So it was learning how to do all that. It was finding people to work with, a good product engineer that can get a product made, because you got to get CAD files made, templates, prototypes, and then you actually got to get the tool made, and you have to come up with the money to pay for all this stuff, because they won't make it without the money. So it was a journey to get to that point. And just figuring out, because like on your guys, you can see better on yours. You can see there's a beveled piece on the cover for the wire to keep the wire safe and won't drag it or nothing. Stuff like that, it takes trial and error, and to get it to fit to where, like, when you have the cover, it doesn't just slide off. Like when you're sitting here, it adheres, but there's no glue, there's no like double-sided tape, nothing holding it on. It's just compression and precision engineering.
The
So
right
to
fit.
do that, like if you look down in there, there is at the bottom, there's very thin lines. You might not even be able to see it. It's very, very thin, but it's lines that help it grip the bottom of the microphone.
And I don't want, if you put it up to your ear, you could hear the C. I don't know if
if you put it up to
feature.
your ear like long enough, you actually hear Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yes. Well, that's what I was gonna say, right? If only like a popular podcast like a Joe Rogan Experience, if everybody wanted like to have that on here, you could print out 10,000, but most podcasters aren't going to want the Joe Rogan Experience on their mic. But
yeah, you know what I was thinking? Someone like Joe Rogan, maybe Joe Rogan might not appeal to Joe Rogan in particular, but AG1 Athletic Greens is a big sponsor for Joe Rogan podcast. And I was thinking, instead of AG1's paying Joe to take a 10-minute, or not 10-minute, like a 1-minute break and talk about the sponsor, what if they got one of these green mic covers and put their logo on it, and we could work with them. We'll figure it out.
This is where you could sell thousands of units to the company.
Maybe they sell, they buy 1,000 of these. We put their logo in it.
Yep.
And then they give it out to the podcast themselves. That's the way I looked at it. As another angle, which I'm not doing business to business. I'm working with content creators right now, and just trying to get it on its feet and get it going. But I definitely think that's a possibility.
Even podcast networks like Barstool Networks, they got fucking 30 podcasts. So I'm sure they wouldn't mind every one of their podcasters having a Barstool mic cover logo on, every one of their shows to kind of brand it and make it all come together. So now there's options. We're getting somewhere, peeps. Let's go.
We're making progress.
Oh, right. Remember the second question. Was it my brain works?
I remembered it too. Go ahead.
The Shure SM7B. Are we sticking with that one? Or are we bringing out other models?
Definitely bringing out other models. And I'm actually working with my product engineer right now on the Shure. What is it? It's a Shure
SM7DB.
Like so that one will actually work with these same covers. So you can use these same covers with the SM7DB. It's the one. Let me Google it real quick.
Yeah,
I should know this. I think it's an SM58. Sure,
more of like the handheld one, maybe.
Yep. So the SM58 and the SM57 have a lot of different models, but it's basically what you're going to see any musician using if they're playing at a show. You're going to see it at a church. You're going to see it in schools announcing the basketball games, football games, things like that. So it has a wider span of people that might be using it.
Yeah.
Now, I chose that Shure SM7B because I feel like when it comes to content creators, I feel like the Shure SM7B is one of the most widely used microphones, and it's growing to be one of the most widely used microphones. So I figured if somebody's willing to spend the money on a Shure SM7B, because they are pricey, they might be willing to spend a little bit extra to personalize their setup, make it a little more unique, and make it a little more just speak for who they are.
Yeah.
As far as like their branding, stuff like that.
I agree. Another one, I mean, it's kind of the same vein as the podcast networks, but if you see like even television networks, ESPN, they always have their mic flags on it and stuff with the ESPN logo. And they have like ESPN related podcasts that are sometimes on the channel, but sometimes just on YouTube and stuff. They would love some branding probably, and something they haven't thought about. The old mic flags are they're dated. You know what I'm saying? They still serve their purpose, but this is like newer and cooler, sleek, fits to the mic, specific to it. I think you're onto something here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Because it's like me personally, I won't put one of the mic flags on. I get it. Like it gets the point across that they're just straight trying to advertise. But I'm not going to give up aesthetics for a logo. You got to pay me pretty good. If you pay me enough, I will put your flag on there. But for the most part, I love the aesthetics of everybody's setups. I love watching podcasts and seeing what's in their background, what they have on their tables. To me, that's fun.
Yeah, 100%. And then with the sponsorship thing, dude, it's so cool because you're not just beholden to, it's a quick, easy setup. So if God forbid something happens with that one sponsor, boop, pop it off, get the next sponsor on. And it's a cool little thing. It's not like something you'd have to, like you said, some of them you're painting, some of them you're putting stickers on, and those stickers that glue or whatever stays on there. You got to alcohol it off, pain in the ass. I did notice with all the mic flags though, they are, I mean, it probably wouldn't stick as good to this thing, but they're just stickers on there. Like they're nothing too professional. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they make ones that are like kind of printed on, but every one I've seen is just like a sticker on the mic flag with logos on it. Kind of a basic little thing they're doing.
I would imagine that's probably what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never had one myself, but I imagine it's not, if it's much more, it's not much more.
What was your podcast? You're still podcasting?
So whenever I was doing my podcast, I was really into podcasting. Episodes were coming out weekly. I did it for 2 years. I did my last podcast this year, and I've taken a hiatus from it. I'm not done with it, but I've taken a hiatus with it because I want to focus on mic cover here. Give it as much attention as I can, give it the TLC that it needs. And then I also went to a conference. What was the conference called? Well, I went to the conference in October 2024, and it was a finance. What do they consider? It was like a finance video content conference.
Like like content creators looking for investors, or
content creators that make content based off of
financial. Gotcha.
Yes. And so I went there because that's what mine was. My podcast was I was bringing on small business owners, talking about their story, hoping to inspire other people that are wanting to get in the small business to start somewhere. So that was my idea behind my podcast. But when I went to this conference, I had met some people that had podcasts that were pretty big, like pretty large. I think the biggest guy I got to talk to had around 350,000 subscribers on YouTube, which to me is a pretty large number. Yeah. Anyone that has that many, I think, is doing something right.
Yeah.
And I just chatted with him for a while, and I showed him my channel, and I showed him everything I'm doing. And I told him what the channel was about. And because I wasn't getting a lot of traction with it, I think I maybe made it to 700 subscribers on YouTube, which is great. I'm very thankful. I love everyone that followed me. I did have people that followed me and commented and stuff like that. I loved that community.
You were interacting with them so you would do the show and then interact with chats and all that jazz?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. And trying to build a community. But I did it over 2 years and only grew it to 700. And something that I realized after talking to him and going to the conference was that I wasn't niched down enough.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy to find my channel. And I really loved the podcast. But one thing I realized that I needed to probably take a step back and try to just change a few things with the podcast. And so it kind of felt the perfect time because I had been doing it for 2 years. My cover was getting ready to launch. And I was like, this might be a good time for me to take a hiatus and really think about what direction I'm going to go take my podcast. And I have some ideas I'm still thinking all the time, but whenever when I reiterate it, I want to make sure I'm going down the right path for sure.
Yeah. So the second launch is going to be 100% your vision. You want it to be bam before you go and dive in.
Yeah. I want it to be along the same lines as what I was doing, but maybe more niche to really help a certain group of people or something, maybe.
Yeah, it is amazing that if you really niche it down, like the specific people looking for that will find it, and then it'll grow a lot quicker than if you're trying to go broadband and build out a show that way.
Yeah.
Uh, and what was the thought behind that? Just because you were in small businesses and stuff like that. I know you wanted to help other people and stuff like that, but what kind of, was it a learning thing for you too, to kind of want to jump in that and be in that world? Cause business world kind of seems like cool, finances, money. Yeah. But maybe boring to kind of talk about, and like, not a release if you're on the podcast for you.
Yeah, it was a combination of things. So I knew I want to start a business, an e-commerce business. So one thing I was contemplating what I was going to do at the time, and I didn't know. And I had another small business, just a small local business, and I was ready to take it to the next step, my next level. Where was I going next in life? So I was looking kind of for mentors, and I kind of knew that if I grew a community,
Yeah.
and whenever I was ready to start an e-commerce business, it would be easier to market to my community. So that was one aspect of it. And then I really wanted to help people. So I love business. I love business. And I love being an entrepreneur. And so that was kind of my thing, was I want to be able to give back. What do I know about, and what can I help give back to? So I was like, I should start a podcast where I bring all these different businesses on, and maybe I'll help somebody else along the way. Cause I didn't come from parents that had businesses. I had great parents, but they both worked a 9-to-5 job, which is great.
Yeah.
They paid for me to have a good life. But I really wanted to start my own business, and I didn't have a lot of help. So I had to figure it out myself between reading books and podcasts and just networking and stuff like that. And so I think it's important that if the more success you have in life, you should try to give back too.
Boom.
I'm big on giving back. Big giver.
Pay it forward and giving it back. Two big things, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Did you find speaking to people in the business world maybe wasn't like the most exciting for a podcast? Like, in other words, maybe their personalities didn't come across on the camera or on the microphone so much? Because sometimes you talk to some people who are really like smart in business, but maybe bad socially or anything like that. Did you find any scenarios where something like that happened?
Oh yeah. I mean, I would say 99% of them were great, because mine was all in person.
Okay.
Right. So you had to come to me to do the podcast. So if they were willing to commit that far, they were passionate about their business for sure. They just loved what they did, and they wanted to talk about it and share it. And they were trying to grow their business. So that's why they came on. So it was very rare that I had someone come on that wouldn't talk, but I did have one time in particular, great guy, super nice guy, but he owned a collision repair center.
Okay.
And he just wasn't used to cameras. Here, I'm freaking focusing out here.
You got an OBS bot camera?
This is a Sony A7 II that I use.
You look good when it comes in clear. You look handsome.
Thank you. But he locked up. He got on the podcast, got down here, locked up, wouldn't talk at all.
Oh boy.
Geez.
Wouldn't talk at all.
That's fun.
It was awkward. It was awkward. It was a tough one to get through. And I got to the point where I just told people, just talk. It'll be okay. My podcasts were not scripted. I told him, I said, we can completely derail and we can talk about whatever you want. It does not bother me.
Yeah. So did you release that one? Was there a lot of editing involved?
No, I didn't get it released.
Gotcha.
It was one that I told him we could revisit it one day, but it was a tough one to get through. It was a short one. It was a tough one to get through. So.
Oh man. And then you had to have the conversation. It's not coming out. I would have been like, dude, I was working on it and something happened. My computer started smoking and it's gone.
No, I had to be honest with him.
Yeah.
He knew it too. He even said, he's like, man, he's like, I just locked up completely. He's like, it's just not my cup of tea kind of thing. And I'm like, that's all good, man. I appreciate it. I don't think I can launch it, but I appreciate you coming out and because I had known the guy previously.
Oh,
so I kind of had at least a little relationship with him to be able to just chat with them. Just be like, hey,
Sure.
man, it just didn't work out.
I like where you said, like, if, people get stuck or whatever, just keep talking. Like, eventually something will come out. You ever have somebody go to do that and then you're like, oh, maybe they should have shut their mouth. He went a little too far here, or she went a little too crazy here.
No, dude, I love just true authenticity.
Yeah.
Authenticity. And that's why I love YouTube, because I feel like
Authenticity,
YouTube
maybe.
is, for the most part, just genuinely who the people are. Like, they're expressing just who they are, and I love to get to see that out of people. That I don't watch a lot of TV, because when I watch TV, I'm like, man, this just seems so scripted. It just seems so
Yeah.
fake, and YouTube just seems so real. And so I love just to hear what people have to say, just how their brain works and what drives them and their passions, things like that. So I let it go. Yeah,
Right
I
on.
I didn't have no filter on it. I didn't cut it out unless they asked me to cut it out. Yeah, and just let it roll.
Who knew, like 15, 20 years ago, that people really didn't want to watch like this ultra scripted, fucking high produced stuff? They'd rather see genuine people being real and all that. Like, Hollywood would have never guessed that. They would be like, no fucking way. They want high production value and blah, blah, blah. And they want you to be fake and acting and coming up with these scenarios and staging this. Not really. I was watching this thing. I think it's called Paul American, and it's about it's on HBO Max. It's about the Paul brothers, and just how they grew up doing YouTube, and just like they really put their whole lives out there. It's absolutely insane. So this Paul American, I guess, was a show that they were pitching for a while, but they were filming like themselves on cameras, like, to get this show out there even before they had a network to pick it up. So I was just going, like, saying, like, seeing their drive and seeing like they're just putting out their real authentic selves, and people flock to it like crazy. And one of the dynamics I was seeing was the older brother Logan was like constantly picking on the younger brother Jake growing up, and Jake's now kind of like, I don't even know if he's bigger or whatever, but he was saying to his brother, like, you hurt my feelings, dude. Like, I always looked up to you. Yeah. And you were like picking on me, writing raps about me. And it was just such a real moment. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking why they're so big and popular, because they're fucking honest like that.
Yeah, I agree. And they're fearless too.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a big thing is they're worried about what people are going to think of them. I don't think they had that at all. I don't think
No.
that held them back at all. How is the show, by the way? You said you watched it?
I think I don't know if there's 3 or 4 episodes, but I watched the first 2, and yeah, I'm in. I'm like, I'll watch that 3rd and 4th one when I get around to it. 100%.
Yeah, I want to give it a try. I like Jake. I like what Jake does. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him, is that I see the hustle and I'm like, man, this guy's really working hard, and he doesn't have to. He's made enough money now that it's enough to satisfy him and most of these people in this world. Like, he's made enough money. He could walk away and just go live his life on an island, but he still gets up and works every day. And I admire that.
Yeah. He's made generational wealth, and now he's like doing, not even, well, he's doing reality stuff, but he's doing a combat sport. He's boxing. I mean, he's really putting in the work and stuff like that. So on top of all the content he's creating, he's actually doing a real physical sport that has like serious consequences to it. And he's really good at it. When he was first coming up, I'm like, this fucking guy just can't stay out of anything. And I was kind of hating on him. But then once I realized like what he was and how he was real, I'm like, this is a fucking real cool dude. And I give him mad respect. To get in the ring and just even train and spar is phenomenal. But then to get in the ring with some of these killers he's with and do as well as he does, it's impressive.
Yeah, it was actually because of Impulsive that before, like, I remember listening to the podcast before, and I wasn't a fan of them, but there were some people that was on Impulsive that I was like, I'm actually interested in watching this.
Right.
And then next thing I know, I think a podcast just automatically played. You know how YouTube will automatically play at the end of a video? I think it did that, and it had one with Jake on it. And this is when I really started to pay attention to him, was he was talking about how hard he had worked on everything, and that people still hated him. He's like, people hate me for no reason. I did nothing to him. And he's like, they're suing me. He's like, I've been going through 7 lawsuits right now for multi-millions of dollars. he's like, people hate me for nothing. He's like, I didn't do anything to these people. They're just trying to get my money.
Yep.
And
Jealous.
then that's when I really started to realize, like, these are people too. Like
Right.
these are people too. Like they have feelings too. And he's actually got a good side to him. And I looked into him some more, and I realized that even on his like early come up, he was donating a lot of money. He was doing a lot of Make-A-Wish
Yeah.
present like appearances, and like Hurricane Katrina, I think he ended up buying some jet skis, and they were going down like actually rescuing people down there like for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other things too, but come to find out, he's not a bad guy. He
And that-
portrays himself to be, but he's not as bad as he portrays himself to be.
Exactly. That was one of the big takeaways from this, is like they do a lot of on-camera persona, and then the guy behind the cameras, a lot nicer, a lot more reserved. And one of the Jake's girlfriend, wife, fiance, she's like, all right, dude, like enough with the on-camera guy. She's like, I need to see my boyfriend or whatever. And like he couldn't shut it off for that particular second. So it is all like an act for the camera. And, supposedly they are really good dudes. The dynamic with their father's funny too. He's like an old dude who had his heyday like in the 80s and probably had like a fucking earring with a little dangly on it, and some fast black car in the 80s. And he's like, like a tough guy from the 80s, and he still talks to his kids like, I'll kick the shit out of you and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, why didn't you invite me to the video? And they're like, Dad, because you're just like, you're abrasive. Like you don't have couth. Like you don't know how to be chill. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I raised you, you fucking. And he just pretty much proves what they're saying. It's fucking funny, man. But yeah, good show. You guys will enjoy it. I was telling Chad before this, Ryan, Lauren Compton, giving her a shout out. First Date Podcast. She's a hottie with a body. She does interviews with those tatties hanging out. And she's got OnlyFans and Playboy. And it's just fun to watch a chick that you've seen naked do a podcast, because you're like, I'm just imagining you naked right now, lady. That's all that's going on.
She's really on your brain, John.
Well, I got a big long out cutout here in the studio.
Life size cutout.
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's got holes in it as well.
It seems like that's becoming a thing. It seems like a lot of porn stars are going on podcasts.
God bless. God bless.
Careers.
We're actually looking to replace Chad with some OnlyFans girl, if you know anybody.
God damn it.
Damn it.
That's the thing, though. Mostly everyone watches porn, but they don't want to, like, admit it,
Yeah. Not me. I'm all about it.
Nah.
There's a new...
let's bring them on and bring them to the mainstream. Why not?
Agreed. I mean, everybody watches it, so it's not like, that'd be the funny thing. Don't I know you from somewhere? Yeah, you do. Probably whatever porn site you watch me on. What was I going to say? I had something really, really on point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Clever.
I don't remember.
Damn it. We need nootropics. We got to have neurogum.
We really do.
Right. If I don't write it down, I won't remember it.
Oh,
hell, I even wrote the podcast down. I was still 30 minutes late. So
I love it.
I get it.
That's the beauty of a live show. We've had guests come in late. We've had guests cancel like, a couple minutes before. We've had emergencies on the show where cops were here and EMTs and stuff. I had to have my my godson in my arms for a little bit and stuff. So yeah, we've had some crazy stuff happen on the live show, which is kind of cool. And then we just blame it on a live show. And we never edit it out later. We just leave it in there for all to see.
Reality, baby.
That's it.
I like this website, Restream. I've never used this one before, but I used one for a while because I had a few guests on my podcast that I want to bring on and that were in other states, and so that was the best option. And the quality was terrible. It messed up the audio so bad I could never reuse the podcast. I can't remember what they were called, but I remember Googling like what's the best one, and the one I used was just not. I even paid for like a year of like the premium version of it and everything. And
oh god,
yeah,
we're using a couple different things in the beginning, but this kind of did all in one with like the graphics on it and stuff like that. The audio quality was good, and then we have a fail safe. Like God forbid anything happens with this audio feed, we have something going directly into the board that captures it too. So, because I mean, really, the video is like a bonus to the podcast, even though we're kind of using it as the main. Technically, audio is like what should be creme de la creme in a podcast, but seems like everybody. Yeah, but it seems like now people are watching them more than listening to them. At least has been some of the experiences with most of our shows.
I think so too. For me, the visual is makes it so much better. I like to be able to. I mean, I'll watch it on my phone, and then I will a lot of times lock it and put my phone down, and then I'll still listen to it in the background. But then I'll come back and then watch it some more.
Especially when they're either playing a video or talking about something on the screen. And I forget a lot of times to explain to the listening audience, which some podcasters are really good at. For those listening out there, we're looking at fucking blah, 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 blah. But I kind of get lost. I'm lucky I remembered the questions I asked you 3 minutes later.
Hey, look, you remember
now.
to be here.
That's true.
Visuals do help.
That is true. Chad, I got some ideas for us too. We're going to Burning Man this year, Ryan. Chad and I.
Oh my
God. We're going to be doing live.
I fucking hate Burning Man.
Oh, you're going to love it this year, my man. We're going to be there for 9 days, live streaming the entire time.
On any dating app, I see some woman post a picture from Burning Man. I'm like, left. See ya.
Not even one nighter, dude. They're probably pretty good for that.
No.
But have you ever been, Chad?
No.
How about you, Rye?
No, is that on the East Coast?
No.
Where's Burning Man?
No, it's in the desert in Nevada. It started in San Francisco on the beach, and then they moved to this giant friggin' dust-covered plateau and dry lake bed in Nevada. It's just looks god awful.
Don't worry, Chad.
God fucking awful.
I got good.
Didn't a bunch of people get stuck there a year or two ago? Didn't it rain?
Yep.
And then everybody got stuck there?
The whole thing turned into mud, a big mud flat. Yeah.
Nobody could get out.
We'll be ready, dude. We're bringing goggles, so when the dust blows, we're good for that.
Friggin' dusty the whole time. It's in everything.
We're going to be high on mushrooms, Chad. We're going to be high on mushrooms and Molly. You're not even going to know that there's dust around there. So, yes.
Yeah.
So, Rye, if you want, man, we're going to have a nice big old Winnebago there. And if you want to come join,
fun to pay me $3 million, I might go.
Well, yeah, I was just going to pull out a 3.5. So might as well just chuck it right to your bank account.
It sounds like a lot of fun, but I really enjoy my peace nowadays. Concerts.
Sure. Yes.
I don't go to a lot of concerts anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
A special one. Yeah. The crowds, the price.
Yeah.
The loudness.
And Burning Man's not even really a concert per se. It's, they have this big effigy that they build. It's all about art, and it's everyone's in RVs, and there's different parts of the camp you can go and hang out. There's a lot of drugs going on.
Yeah.
But at the end of the Burning Man thing, they burn this giant effigy. That's why it's called Burning Man. And it's different every year. But
I saw a whole layout of the parking lot. It's like fucking crazy how it's set up. It looks like you could get lost there. Like, one, you're on drugs probably, and then two, it's huge. And I'm like, how the fuck can you find your way back to anywhere? But probably you got to wait till the place clears out. I'm like, oh, there's my Winnebago.
I've been hearing a bunch of nightmare shit going on at Coachella this year too. So they had fun with that. Yeah, they had they changed security this year, and they had a 13-hour wait to get into the carp camping area. People were stuck in line for 13 hours in the desert, 102-degree heat, no bathrooms, no water, no food.
Wow.
And they were shitting on the side of the road, getting busted by the cops for shitting on the side of the road. They were running out of gas.
You gotta go.
Oh my
God! I was just gonna say, dude. So why? So I guess this is not in California, because in Cali you're allowed to shit on the street, aren't you?
It was in California. That's where Coachella is.
So why are they stopping the shitting on the street? I thought that was a California thing, or that's just San Fran.
Well, not in that county. Maybe in San Francisco and LA they're fine with it, but
got you.
Not out in Palm Springs.
Ryan, let me ask you this: are you ever okay with people just shitting out in the street? Not because they like really have to, but just because they want to.
Oh no!
No, right?
That's the last thing I want to come across. Going down the road,
dude. He's such a fucking right-wing douchebag, this Ryan Wilson, man. He doesn't want people shitting on the street.
Yeah, man, what's wrong with you?
Come on, man.
People shitting on the street.
I am certainly like an old school country boy for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Shitting in the woods when you're
That's
camping,
cool.
sure, do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Dig a hole, bury it. Great.
Don't make everybody else
that.
watch though.
Ugh.
Wait a second. You're shitting in the woods and you're digging a hole and burying it? No way, dude. I'm leaving that for somebody to step in it like randomly.
Well, that's what you should do because you attract animals that come and attack you.
Oh, really? Well, somebody said like if you got like coyotes or something like coming in your yard, you should start pissing in your yard or something, like marking your territory. So I figured shitting would be marking my territory too. Maybe not.
Really,
so.
really
Well,
let them know who's boss.
A lot of
Yeah.
canines. A lot of canines eat shit. So, but the pissing is a whole different thing. That marks territory. Yes.
Yeah, you're right though, because there's food like still in the shit. And somebody said again, this is from a podcast and it's a comedy podcast, and I think it was a joke, but that drinking urine is like the thing to do. It's really healthy. It'll solve a lot
I've
of the
seen
problems.
some of this stuff too. I'm like, oh my god. No,
Chad,
no,
this is where it goes crazy. He's like, I'm serious. He's like, go to your doctor and tell him that you want to drink your urine because it's healthy. He goes, and he's gonna look at you like you're fucking crazy, and that's how you know it's good for you. Because doctors they want you coming back. They don't want you healthy.
Right.
So I'm sitting there listening to this. I'm like, yo, this is funny because I'm now kind of wondering, like, hey, maybe they're fucking being serious here. But no,
I'm sure
gracious,
there is some nutrients and electrolytes in it.
It's
If you're
clean.
stranded in the desert, maybe drink your pee. I don't
You
know.
can drink your pee twice in the desert if you have no water.
You heard it
After
here,
the-
folks.
After the third, at the third time, it's going to be detrimental to you. But you can filter it and drink it twice.
Oh wow!
Only twice.
The
I've heard
third
this from
time it's ultra
survivalists. But
toxic.
yeah, if you're that desperate, you're fucked anyway. So
Yeah. Oh my god, if I'm that desperate, I'm literally fucked. I'm just crawling in a hole and giving up. Like I'm not doing anything. That dude who had to like fucking break his arm and then cut it off with like a fucking Swiss Army knife, dude. What a man!
Dull knife. Yeah. Oh my god.
I would have been there screaming like a girl, dangling from my arm and like hanging myself with my arm. Like, there's no way I'm manly enough to break my arm and then cut it off.
Well, he had
Like,
to cut through it first and then break his arm. Yeah.
Oh my god, yo! So Ryan,
I read the whole book on that. It was
Oh, you read it?
fascinating. And then they made the movie with James Franco. But yeah,
I didn't see that either, but I heard the
all
dude.
27 hours. You got to watch it.
Oh, I did actually. I did see that.
Yeah.
That was good.
I heard that's a really good movie.
The real dude was on, I think, Howard Stern, maybe when that movie was coming out, and he was describing the story, dude. And like you said, Chad, he had to cut through it first. And then like Howard's like, how the fuck did you break your arm? Like, and he was saying like he had to like do this pressure thing where he just fucking bong snapped it. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is a hell of a will to survive right there. But
yeah.
What was he going back to, bro? Does he have like a magical vagina or something that's at the house waiting for him? Like, what is so good that you're willing to do that? I'm calling it a day, dude. I'm packing it up and
well, I mean, I guess the alternative is just sit there and die from dehydration and starvation, which is not very pleasant either. So
yeah. Or fucking go
That'd be
real
one of the
quick
ways to go.
in your neck with that dull knife, and she wouldn't want to be imagine that though. You do it, and then like a minute later they come to rescue you and you're just squirting out.
like, oh, you found me.
Oh man, we should write that movie. Anywho,
There's a
Mr.
YouTube video on it.
I'm sure there is, dude.
Yes.
I don't know. You probably didn't get to see it, right? But it's an old video. This young chick, she calls her boyfriend into the bathroom. And she's got like room temperature brown pudding in her hand. She's like, "Babe, I need toilet paper." And he's like, "All right." So he reaches through like the door with the toilet paper, and she takes the brown pudding and wipes it on his hand.
Yeah.
And he starts screaming like a girl. He's like, what the fuck? It's the funniest fucking thing in the world. We watched that a couple of minutes before you came on. That's why I brought it up. But I want to do pranks like that.
Those are fun, harmless pranks.
They really are. And they're just hysterical. And then the other one we watched was, this is great, right? It's Indian dudes in a taxi, and the taxi driver's there, and then there's a guy in the passenger seat, and the dude in the back takes out a rag and starts chloroforming the fucking passenger guy, and then the driver's watching him, and then the guy passes out, and then the guy goes to chloroform him, and the driver starts climbing out the window screaming. It's so funny, man.
Now that could be dangerous.
That's dangerous, yes.
That one could be
100,
dangerous.
but so funny. So funny. Anyway, Ryan Wilson from Mic Cover. I don't know if you promote like private socials or anything, but tell them where you want to go. Send the audience where they can check out your Mic Cover stuff or whatever you want.
Yeah, so we're on everything now. Just last Wednesday we got on Amazon finally. That was a big hoop for us to jump through.
Sweet.
So you can find us on Amazon, but we also have a website. If you go to our website, miccover.com, you can sign up for email notifications on new updates, anything like that. And you'll get a 10% off. Plus you get a multi-cover discount when you buy them. So definitely the best way to save money on the mic covers is to go to the website, but I know people love Amazon. So we're on Amazon too. We're on eBay if you're trying to buy it, but we're also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're on basically everything.
Everywhere.
Twitter, X.
And is it all like, so Instagram, it's at Mic Cover, MyCover.
Yep.
And what made you do Mike with the MYC? Where I know I asked you, but I don't know if we got to that. There it is. Look at that.
Yes, that's actually a really good question. So it was actually because of my podcast that I kind of came up with the name. Someone gave me the idea for it, and they suggested using keywords when people are trying to find your product or your page or your videos, whatever. They said try to find a keyword that people can search, and so I mean, I wanted to. They're literally microphone covers, and I was thinking like my cover. So I kind of just combined my and then Mike and then combined it all together for my mic cover. That's kind of how I thought behind it. And I was thinking, like if you were typing in Shure SM7B mic cover, because usually people just put mic MIC instead of microphone typing it out.
Right.
If they're looking for a cover for it, I'm only one letter off from actually being mic cover. So I was thinking, and when you say it, it sounds the same too. So in my head, it just kind of all flowed together, right? And I was just like, it's meant to be.
And was it a derivative of the old joke Chad and I were talking about, where it was like Mike Cock, Mike Hunt? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I have someone, because our colors are white, orange, and black, and somebody did bring up that is also Pornhub's colors. So
there you go.
It might just become something someday. Who knows?
If you did white, yellow, and black, it would be like the colors of the people of Earth, right? White people, yellow people, black people. Do we have other colors?
I guess so.
You're missing brown, buddy.
Brown. Okay. So, I mean, I feel like it's always brown. There's really not a black. So I feel like it should have always been brown, but hey, that's not for me to. Red. Robbie says red. Oh, I guess the Native Americans. I guess we could go there. I guess we can go there. It's funny. I said Native Americans and I didn't say Indians. I was being racist and I used a proper term. So how weird.
What's wrong with you?
Strange. Anyway, Ryan, we appreciate you coming on, dude. We're going to check back with you in a while, see how this company's going. And we're going to have our support. So anytime we do a podcast, we'll throw on some mic covers. And we'll keep letting the world know about you and check on you in a little bit, man.
Ryan, go ahead and let everybody know your pronouns, please. Go ahead.
Shim.
Or whatever you want to call me.
Love it. That's the man.
Thanks,
right
Ryan.
there.
Appreciate it. Good to have you.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a good one.
You too, man. Be good. Thank you. That is Ryan from Mic Cover. Ryan Wilson, folks. Go check him out. And they are cool. They're a little nifty. I was going to ask him if they're petroleum based because I was.
I think he said they're eco-friendly, but I don't know if that's not petroleum based or not.
Right.
Whatever that plastic he was talking about, I'm not sure.
I was going to try to pretend like I'm smart. And I know this is petroleum based there, sir. I was watching. So, in like World War II, Henry Ford like came up with saran wrap and like a rubber that was not made from fossil fuels or petroleum. I think it was a sugar or something that he made this out of. And when World War II happened, it was just a longer process to make it. So they halted that and went to like full petroleum based plastics and rubbers because it was just quicker and easier to do, even though it was horrible for the environment. And then they just stuck to that. But we've literally had technology that if plastics got into the ocean, it would disintegrate because of what it was made out of. And it's just as good. So this company in one of these other countries is like starting to do it now, and they're making these big rolls of saran wrap is how they're starting it, but it's just as good as the regular shit and it biodegrades quickly.
Well, the petroleum companies don't like that.
No, isn't that crazy, bro? And then I watched this other thing. This person is inventing a way to eat plastics naturally. So like now,
didn't they discover a bacteria that eats plastic or something?
yeah, I was gonna say, talk to me about it, because as I'm saying it, like I remember it, but I don't remember where I heard it or what the actual
Yeah, I don't remember
physicalities
where I
were.
heard it either, but I do remember hearing something about it. They've discovered a bacteria that consumes plastic,
And
but
he
I don't
said
know
that
much
basically
about it.
from what I gathered, it was like they can't do it at scale to the point where like they're going to put it in the ocean and then all that plastic's gone. But that's what they're working towards. Like right now, they have it to where they could kind of do it in like controlled, whatever. But he says what they're working towards is where you go into that big fucking floating plastic island in the ocean, put the shit on there, and then it just goes into whatever and becomes natural products that go wherever. Which I just don't. It doesn't
And
make
then
sense to me.
and then the bacteria break down and form Godzilla.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't just go nowhere, right?
Does
Like
something.
that. Yeah, it does something. Yeah, man. I'm starting to think more and more that we have a race of people or race of beings on the bottom of the ocean that have lived here and are among us. And that's where they, how they're coming in and out. They're fucking
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the movie The Abyss?
no, but I'm scared of it.
You never saw that with Ed Harris? It's a great movie.
No, would it still hold up though? Like the old?
Oh yeah. They're
yeah?
they're like petroleum. They work on petroleum, and they're in this diving thing down in the bottom of the ocean, and then they discover this whole civilization living down there.
Oh,
It's amazing.
fuck.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh,
Good movie.
fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Did you watch UFC this weekend? No.
No,
We got to start.
I didn't know.
We're
I didn't know it was on. Was Trump there?
Trump was there, dude. Trump was there.
Trump and the whole cabinet. Yeah, I saw stuff about that, and him talking to Rogan, and a bunch of fighters coming over and saying hello, and
Got a huge pop.
Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard and Marco Rubio were all there. Yes.
Yeah, it was cool. Like politicians, like good politicians that have Americans back, actually being at fun functions and like being with the American people. Like it's cool to see.
Yeah, then you had fucking Bernie speaking at Coachella.
Oh my God,
What
really?
a fucking joke. Oh my God, yeah. He's giving his speech to the kids at Coachella about oligarchy and fucking the 1%. It's like, hey, dumbass, you are the 1%. You have multiple $1 million houses.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop telling us about your socialist bullshit that you don't even abide by. I can't stand Bernie at this point. He's so ridiculous. And he's been talking about the oligarchy that's going to destroy the country for like 30 fucking years. Bobby, see if you can find that. There's like a side-by-side video of like 12 panels of him from different years, and it's in line like from from like 2003 forward to now. We're being destroyed by the oligarchy. Like, shut up.
Dude, what I was thinking about.
He thinks he's going to run for president. Him and AOC are doing these fucking rallies.
Fuck out of here, bro.
And it's all paid actors showing up. They have cell phone data showing that all these people have been to multiple rallies.
I mean, he's in better shape, but isn't he older than Biden?
Yeah, he's older than Biden. And who the frig is going to vote for the socialist and the bartender?
I'll be honest. I would have voted for Bernie fucking 15 years ago before I knew better.
Well, they screwed him twice. I mean, that's the Democrats have rigged their primaries for the past how many years?
How fucked up?
How many election cycles has the presidential Democratic ticket been basically rigged?
All three that Trump ran for, I could think of, and who knows what they did before that, but all three that he ran for, they fucked up the primaries. And especially this last one, they didn't even have a primary.
Exactly.
They just installed somebody.
And then they go, we're saving democracy by installing our candidate that you have to vote for.
How do you say those words? Like, how do you make that make sense in my brain?
Well, it doesn't matter to them. They live in opposite world.
You know what I was thinking, Chad, when I'm watching the greatest president walk out at UFC and the fucking crowd goes nuts? Yeah. Is like, what a great moment, because like Americans are proud of their president. But then I'm thinking, if this was 8 months ago, Biden couldn't have even made the walkout. He would have fell. He would have it's a far walkout.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine you can't do that walk, but you're running a country, the country, America?
He wasn't running the country.
That's
The
true.
more that comes out about it, the more we know that he was not in charge. And the Dems keep talking about co-president Elon Musk. It's like, who was Biden's co-president? Because he obviously was not mentally fit to run the country. Was it Jill Biden? Was it Hunter? Was it Jake Sullivan? Like, who was running the country? Who was signing his auto pen to all these executive orders and pardons he was doing? Who was that?
Right.
Who was that?
Mind blown. Don't want a long video, Bobby, but if Chad, right? We don't. I can focus on a little bit. Yeah, like pull up clips or something. We can't watch.
Pull up that Bernie thing where he's trying to speak and the black women are on stage trying to shout him down. It's friggin' hilarious. It's the left eating their own. So funny.
But you know what it is, Chad? They're doing the whole Elon co-president thing as a way to try and put a divide between Trump and Musk, because they know if President Trump hears that, he wouldn't like to hear that because he's the president and blah blah. But they ain't gonna goat him with that, dude. It's like
they're not. Trump's not gonna fall for that bullshit.
I know, but that's what they're doing. That's what they want.
Yeah, they try the dumbest shit with him, and nothing ever works. So funny.
Yo. Money could have been made from Friday to Monday when those tariffs were announced and then de-announced, and fucking crazy, dude. Like $1 trillion gone from Wall Street, and then pretty much $1 trillion into Wall Street.
Yeah, and now
like you could have made.
That's the new conspiracy theory on the left is that Trump rigged the whole thing for all his buddies to make money.
Marjorie Taylor Greene supposedly bought the dip, so they're saying that like that was I literally said that, buy this dip.
Everyone should have bought the dip.
Yep,
they should have. I mean, you knew it was going to come back up.
Yep,
maybe not to the scale that it did, that huge bounce, but that's what the stock market does. It goes down and it goes back up, and it's all emotional. You generally.
And if you do an average over the time from the stock market till now, it's always gone up incrementally. Of course, it's gone down, but the overall average is always up.
Yes.
Good, Rob Bobby Yankee.
Oh, this is it, yeah.
Black Lives Matter activists rush the stage.
We're gonna let you on the mic.
Activists who last year shut down a holiday tree lighting in the same park today prevented the most progressive candidate for president from speaking to thousands of people who came to hear him.
I came here to join this rally, watch what was going on.
The gay Freddie Mercury?
I mean, somebody take over the
hetero Freddie Mercury?
As the crowd called for activists to step aside, Sanders waited patiently.
We are shutting.
Shut it down.
We will shut it down.
After about 20 minutes, Sanders' wife Jane appeared to give the signal it was time to
go.
Soon after, they left the stage.
It was just disrespectful.
Well, I think it's unfortunate because among other things, I wanted to talk about the issue of black lives. The fact that the American people are tired of seeing unarmed African Americans.
Oh my God!
And guilt. But there are other issues as well that we have to talk about.
Did you just hear what he said at the end there? I mean, it's been statistically proven that it's just bullshit. Yes, some unarmed black men die occasionally, but it's not as many as it's not this giant friggin' problem in the world. More white men are shot and killed by police, unarmed white men, than black men every year. Okay, so that just it's so disingenuous for them to continue to push this narrative that is not correct. It's
because you're not saying it to be genuine. You're saying it to cause problems. You're saying
exactly. You're saying to divide people and scare black people into voting for you. That's all it is. That's all it is. They don't care. They don't. He doesn't actually give a shit.
Right.
He talks like he does, but he does. But what he really is trying to do is get your vote. So you're getting shot by all these all these white police. You got to be scared. Vote for me. I'll change it for you. Give me a break.
Right. Like oh my God. It's just gaslighting.
It's the race baiting on the left. That's what they do. That's what they've always done.
Right. But I just don't understand why, like, anybody of color would vote for people who literally have had their fucking hands on their necks forever, like literally put them in these communities and kept those communities down and kept literal like poverty in these areas, and all by their policies while they, say one thing and completely do another. And it's and maybe it's because of the fact that they think black people don't know what a computer is, and they think they could still get away with doing all
they
this
can't
shit.
get a license to vote. Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
Right. Like when you hear people talk like that, that shows what they think of people. When you hear somebody say that, you're like, you're speaking about black people like they're less than. You know what I'm saying? When you say
that's how the left always talks about them.
100%. And if you're talking like that, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just openly talking like this, like what the fuck are you doing?
When your presidential candidate gets on a black podcast and says, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black," it's like what?
And not only
and
that,
they still voted for him. It's like, what's wrong with you?
And he didn't even call him out in real time, which would have been great. But like, so if they think that, so if they think like, okay, black people don't know what a computer is, well, then whose fault is that? Who are their leaders that are helping their communities? Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's your fault then, because you're the one who is in, being the political leader
there. Exactly. You're in charge of where they live, the Democrats.
Motherless. Don't make me run for office, people, because I'll probably be worse than them. I'll tell you one thing, do another. But that's the thing. I wouldn't. I would actually take it seriously. That's why I would never run for office. Anywho.
Yeah. Well, you try to have integrity, but most of these politicians have none of.
None of.
They
all
on both sides. But
yeah,
on both sides for sure.
Definitely. For sure. And they worship the almighty dollar. To be a politician, you're supposed to be a civil servant serving the public. You're not there to be making all this money, be in the limelight. You are there to make policies that benefit the American people, period. End of story. Nothing personal for you.
Hey, Bobby, play that the Libs of the Wild video for us before we go out, because this is hilarious.
And remember, Lauren Compton, first date. Check it out.
Man, we should be getting paid by Lauren Compton.
I was just gonna say, if Terry Black's not treating you right, Lauren, come on down to Jersey. I'll be in Austin coming this winter. So,
hey, Bobby, do you have that video I sent you? The Libs of the Wild.
Bobby.
I'm doing sign language. See if he sees it.
See if we. Do you think he's got a cardboard cutout there?
Yeah, I got it.
There it is.
There he is.
All right.
Sweet.
Bobby, send the share again.
Roll the tape.
And love now prowls streets in a blind, irrational rage, hunting down Tesla drivers. Not CEOs, just random civilians. People who try to reduce their carbon footprint. Now being chased in a blind rage by the very crowd that preaches sustainability. Like a dog chasing a milk truck, the liberal charges ahead in blind obsession, never questioning the target, only knowing it's moving. They screech about fighting fascism, then damage Teslas like they're freedom fighters, because apparently your neighbor's car is where the revolution begins. Their goal? To stick it to a billionaire by tailing and traumatizing a mom and her kids on the road. They draw swastikas on Teslas while insisting they're protesting Nazism. Ironically, they've adopted the very tactics they claim to reject. Public intimidation, symbol vandalism, and blind ideological rage. Researchers note the disturbing parallels. Now they could be spending their time figuring out who actually runs their party, or what the party even stands for. Instead, they teach their offspring the highest form of protest is vandalizing a stranger's parked car. Not all species evolve. Some, like the liberal, simply get louder and less self-aware. So blinded by hate, they forget to put their own car in park. The liberal, a creature that once preached peace, tolerance, and love, now prowls streets in a blind, irrational rage, hunting down Tesla drivers.
But he had a great point there. He's like, who's the leader of your party, and what does your party stand for?
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
I mean, the Democrat Party used to stand for human rights and just all these great things, peace and love. They don't stand for any of that anymore. At least the radicals on the left and the people that sort of run this freaking party, the elites don't give a shit about any of that anymore. All they want to do is try to stay in power, and they gin up all these friggin' crazies to go out and commit all these acts of violence, and then they praise them. It's like, what?
That's a great question to pose to them, though. What does your party stand for? Because if they said, peace and love, okay, no, you're fucking funding Ukraine wars. You're not fucking stopping Israeli wars. You're certain, I don't see peace and love there. You're inciting fucking racism and dividing people in our own country. But like if they, I don't understand
government corruption. They're all for that now.
Yeah, they're for government spending too much. They don't want Doge.
Yeah, they want higher taxes. It's just, what do you stand for? That's actually not friggin' off your rocker. Like, it's amazing.
Absurd, man. It's funny. So like the American streets could be paved in gold with fucking diamond lights, for our street lights, and they would be like, fucking Trump did this wrong, and like you could,
oh my god,
silver platter, and they would figure out a way that he's the Antichrist.
And I just saw a meme the other day. It's like, I hate to tell you, but if all your friends, the media, all the politicians you follow are the mainstream, you are not the resistance.
Boom. Boom shakalaka.
You're not resisting anything except common sense.
All right, Chad, what do you say we go out with a little laugh here, buddy?
Let's do it.
See what our lovely Arab friends finished off with here.
Oh my god.
Let's do it. Oh, little kid.
Oh, this is so messed up.
This is so messed up, dude.
Run.
Oh, we got good.
See, there you go.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I can't believe that doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, man. All right, last one here. Oh, that's fucked up.
Run.
God bless, man.
It's funny.
Oh, that's crazy. It was going. He did it in a closed bathroom. Yeah, we'll resume that next week. I'll remember where we're marked there. That is so funny, dude.
You gotta play it again. Love it.
Well, no, we'll play a little bit more of the rest of the video so you can see when he does it in the closed bathroom. I really want to think of a prank that I love pranks, dude. It's so funny. Real reactions,
Yeah.
They're just hysterical.
Yeah. Yep.
Get ready, man. May 7th might have one planned for you. Chad, I need some toilet paper.
Hey.
All right. We love you guys. We'll be doing shows from...
What show is this? What number is this?
86, brother.
86.
86.
Oh my God.
Getting up there.
Chad
and I will be in
1986.
What was it?
First year of high school.
And maybe Death of a Dictionary.
Oh, no, 85 was that's 85. Anyway, sorry.
When did you put out Death of a Dictionary?
89.
80 fucking 9. Chad and I will be in York in May. We'll do some live shows out of there. We'll get an Instagram live in this week and participate with you audience members.
Yeah, maybe Friday.
So, yeah. So get ready. Do we have Slow Jack this Friday or is that next one? I'm not sure. No, I think it's this Friday, Chad. We got an 8 p.m. Slow Jack.
Okay, well, we can
bump one out. Maybe
do an Instagram live earlier or maybe on Saturday.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, folks, and we'll let y'all know.
Slow Jack is fun. He's an Australian kid that moved to America and lives in Nashville now, but he's I guess I don't know. I hate calling people conservatives now because it doesn't really describe what the right is now. It's not. They're not all like ultra. They're still the ultra conservative Christian bullshit that I don't really agree with. But like, it's more or less just like common sense.
Yeah. The party of common sense. It literally is. If maybe there should be a third independent, maybe you would think when the politics got this crazy and divided that like some cool third party could have kind of came through. And it's almost what we got here with President Trump, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr. Like they were all left and then went to the right. So it's almost like a new party because the ideals and stuff aren't, they're all kind of switched. So it's more of a centered party that could have like gained ground. Like when Trump ran for president the first time in 2016, they asked everybody that was going for the Republican nominee, if you do not win the Republican primary, will you run on an independent card? And it went around Rubio, everybody, no. They got the Trump. And he's like, 100%. If I don't win the Republican nominee, I will run independently. Right. And the moderator asked him again, like, no, sir, do you realize what we just said? Like, you're at the Republican primary here. If you don't win it, like, are you going to run independent? He's like, I know exactly what I said. And yes, I will run independently. And I was like, yeah, baby. But that was it. Like, that could have been the start of this party, but now they all went right, and we're going to still be stuck with our two-party system. Anyway, that's just me fucking bullshitting, putting the shit in bullshit. Gracious Tuesday. Gracious Tuesday. Gracious 2 inches on OnlyFans. Check us out.
Yeah, check out the Gracious 2 inches on OnlyFans. You're going to love it.
Yeah, baby. We shall see you soon, folks. Thank you. Let me
Thank
go.
you, everyone. Bye-bye.